Hey guys, Mars Thinking here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. And so I seriously tweeted out a couple of hours ago now. I've just woken up. I'm still in the middle of a set of night shifts. And I go onto Twitter, I see the timeline, and here I see a GIF of Android 18 and Android 17. And so those of you who know the trend by now, I seriously, one of the French data miners, basically always posts some kind of hint as to what is coming next on Global, usually in the form of a GIF, and that is basically all he does. He doesn't post any text, he doesn't say like, you know, this is what's coming next or anything like that, but literally just posts a GIF of the upcoming character. And you know, this was the case for like Super Vegeta, it was the case for Gogeta when he dropped early for Global. And so here is the tweet for the Android. So that means the TEQ androids are coming to Global next, argued as one of the best TURs in the game, if not the best TUR, depending on who you are. And yeah, this actually makes a lot of sense with the way that the schedule is planned out. So if we go and have a look at the timeline for JP, obviously what we were expecting to come next, if we just followed the order exactly, would be the AGL Trunks Dokkan Fest, which obviously releases with the physical Heart Virus Goku. That would be next in line if we were following the exact chronological order that JP followed, as this was obviously the next Dokkan Fest that released. Now, the thing with the Trunks Dokkan Fest, as you can see, Trunks obviously got his Dokkan Fest banner. It was at the end of October. Then we moved into November. And as you can see here, like Trunks' celebration came with a couple of Easy A's for some free-to-play units, including the Prime Battle LR Trunks. We also got the Easy A's for the TEQ Trunks and STR Zamasu. That was when version Z came out on JP, and then we went straight into Heroes. We also had the physical Trunks Easy A, but then we went straight into Heroes. So Trunks' celebration did not have a Part 2 LR. So technically the Trunks celebration itself was not a full month celebration. Like obviously on Global at the moment, Super Vegeta came out at the beginning of January, and then they included version Z and LR Janemba as kind of like the Part 2. So his celebration has been a typical full month celebration. Whereas as we got down to the end here, we obviously got the release of the androids, the 19 and Dr. Gero. And then as we moved into the beginning of December, we got a couple of more Easy A's, the Prime Battle LR, the Friend Summon LR androids, and then the two GT ones, the GT 17 and the Hellfighter 17. And then we got a Part 2 LR for the androids. So the Part 2 celebration had the LR Gohan, Future Gohan and Trunks. They also included the Fusions stuff here, so I don't know if they will count that as like part of the Part 2 of the Android stuff as well, which would be awesome, because I definitely want this stuff to come to Global sooner rather than later. But yeah, this celebration did have a Part 2 LR, which means that this could be, even if they don't include all of the Fusion stuff, this is obviously potentially a full month celebration. I feel like they will, because then this covers the whole of February, pretty much right up to the end. And then what they can do is go ahead and drop the Trunks and a couple of Easy A's at the end of February / like first week of March, because then when we get into the second week of March onwards, because I think it's like the 14th or the 15th, we then get to Saiyan Day. So they need a celebration that they can slot in there that's quite short, and the Trunks one fits the bill. So Android celebration Part 2, which I would assume is going to include all of the Fusion stuff. So this will now basically take up the whole of February, because the New Year Step Up banner and the Super Vegeta banner, I'm not sure about the Janemba banner, I'd have to double check that in game, but the Super Vegeta and the New Year Step Up banner were up, or are up, all the way until the last day of January. So I imagine that the Androids banner is literally going to drop on one of the first days of February. If we have a look at the calendar on the side here, yeah, the 1st of February is literally a Tuesday, and Tuesday is very often when Dokkan Fest banners come out. It's usually, for me, in my time, it's usually like a Tuesday or a Thursday, so it could potentially be literally the 1st of February or potentially the 3rd of February that we see the TEQ Androids banner come out. So then, yeah, hopefully the Fusion stuff is included, and then that covers all of February. And then, yeah, the very end of February, maybe like the last week before the end of February, that's when they drop the Trunks banner and all the side stuff that comes along with him. and then we move straight into whatever is for Saiyan Day. So very, very interesting. So the TEQ androids, a bit of a divisive unit, I guess. Well, they're not really, in the sense that I think everybody accepts that they're really good. It's just a case of whether you think they're the best. It's just a case of whether you think they're the best or not. So, I mean, their leader skill is not necessarily the best. Worldwide Turmoil is an interesting category. We'll do a different video about that. Future Saga obviously hasn't had buffs for a long time, so them getting a new leader is good, especially considering it is 3 key and 170 across the board for both categories. They raise attack and defense in 1 turn, do immense damage to the enemy, and they seal super attacks. This is obviously a very nice secondary effect for things like Super Battle Road. And then they get attack 170 and defense 180. They randomly change key spheres of a certain type, excluding TEQ, to TEQ, and then they get an additional 35% attack and defense per key sphere obtained. Like, when Meki Kabura came out on the Heroes thing, we thought his nuking mechanic was strong, but 35% per key sphere obtained. Like, because of their base stats, you only have to get 1 TEQ orb, and they're already over 200% attack and defense. So now just think about like how crazy that number jumps up when you can get a lot of orbs, because they also get an additional 18% or 17% per non-TEQ key sphere, so they are still a nuker without TEQ orbs. They just obviously get a lot more with TEQ orbs. Then they get an additional 70% attack with 7 or more key spheres obtained, and then they get an additional 80% defense with 8 or more key spheres obtained. They also get 1 extra key per rainbow key sphere, and they launch an additional super attack when HP is 35% or less. This is obviously massive, because if you are doing like some harder content and you are out of heals at that point, getting the additional super means they raise their defense again. And then they nullify Ki Blast super attacks when HP is 35% or more, which is a very large amount of the enemies in the game, and it's just 35% or more HP, and it's a 100% chance to nullify that super attack, which is ridiculous. And then their active skill is basically a Ghost Usher for 1 enemy, so you target the specific enemy, use it, and it removes all of their attacks from the turn. It can be activated when facing only 1 enemy whose HP is 35% or more, or can be activated upon entering the attacking turn when facing 3 or more enemies. So what this means is, any Super Battle Road stage you can use them on that has 3 or more enemies in the fight, you can literally use it on the first turn and just completely remove one of the enemy's attacks from the turn, which obviously, based on what your rotation's looking like, you can target the most pesky one in terms of like type advantage or whatever, and then yeah, just rain down hellfire on that unit for that turn, get rid of them straight away. And then very strong. And then even on the stages like Future Saga, for example, where all the fights are like 2 or 1 person, you can get rid of one of the enemies as quickly as possible, and then just Ghost Usher the last one so they can't even do anything towards the end. So this unit is ridiculously powerful. The downside to them that I see people who don't want to say that they are number 1 is obviously their links. They are very, very much tied to Android units and the Android team, because their common links are really only things like Brutal Beatdown, Nightmare, and Fierce Battle, which, you know, normally for me, if I'm running a main rotation on a team, I don't want the units to only have like 3 links. But those are some good links still. And then obviously their teams: Future Saga, Android Joint Forces, Siblings Bond, Android Cell Saga, and Worldwide Turmoil. So they're not on like a ton of teams, but they are really, really powerful. So I'm super hyped. I was going to continue summoning for Janemba with any more spare stones that come my way, like when the LR March of Vegeta Easy A drops on Monday, but I think I'm definitely saving for the androids now. You guys know me if you've been around the channel for a while. It's not just Super 17, I love the android category, and the team gets a huge shake-up with the release of all of this stuff, because their side banner unit is the Int, Jero, and Android 19. They're an android sub-leader. They raise attack and defense in 1 turn on Super, do supreme damage, and also recover 10% HP. Then they get attack 200 and defense 190. This is a side banner TUR, by the way. Attack and defense 39% and disables enemy's guard when performing a super attack. So straight away, they're already up over 200% when they attack. They disable the enemy guard, which basically just means they can do decent damage against a physical enemy. They give Android category allies 3 key and attack and defense 40%, which means they also get that as well. So that's also stacked on top of everything else they're getting. They foresee enemy super attacks when HP is 39% or less. So a bit of a tricky restriction. 39% is obviously quite low, but that can be a lifesaver in things like Super Battle Road or the legendary Goku or Vegeta events, where you've just taken a massive hit on the previous turn. You come on to the next turn, you can see where the enemy super attack is going to be, you heal up, and then you play your turn accordingly. They also absorb Ki Blast super attacks directed at them, but unlike the TEQ androids, they actually absorb rather than negate, so they recover 39% of the absorbed damage as HP. So if, say, like Blue Evolution Vegeta in the Vegeta event is going to super attack them, rather than hitting them for like 400k, they're actually going to heal like over 150k HP for you, which is pretty nice. So very, very strong, ridiculously OP side banner unit. I would be summoning for them as much as I would be summoning for the actual TEQ androids. The rotation of these guys with the LR Super 17 actually like brings Super 17 to life and make him insanely powerful. Like, all these buffs really help out LR Super 17, because obviously these are a androids and target Goku unit, so they fulfill his passive as well as giving him a massive amount of support. Really, really strong unit, very powerful. And then of course during the celebration we get the easy A for the LR androids from the friend summons. They become one of the best free-to-play units in the game. Their leader skill's nothing too crazy unless you're a newer player, but they're just very, very strong. They raise attack and defense on both supers. Their 18 key is a greatly raised. They also lower attack and defense on both supers, so very good for Super Battle Road. And then they have solid stats. They give extreme class allies 4 key and 50% defense, so they become a decent support unit for like most teams that they're on. They're kind of like the extreme version of the Saiyaman 1 and 2 basically. And then when you're attacking superclass enemies, they get a bunch of buffs. So they really are just like the extreme version of Saiyaman 1 and 2. Again, just like the TEQ androids, they are kind of tied to android teams because of their links, but you could still use them on some of these other teams just for the support. So very, very good. And then, yeah, a couple of other easy A's. We've got the Android 17, we've got the Hellfighter 17. I'll go over these guys in more detail, but these two are super, super good. On 5.9, when we did the list of like top 10 side banner units, or sorry, unfeatured pool like units, these guys were very close to the top because they are very, very powerful. And then, of course, we also have the Part 2 LR. But, you know, that'll be a ways away. Like I said, that'll be towards the end of February. We have the future Gohan and Trunks. Obviously, I'll do more videos detailing each of these units as we get closer to their actual release. But, yeah, the TEQ androids are going to be the next Dokkan Fest for Global. And like I said, I could see this banner dropping as early as literally the 1st of February. So let me know what you guys think down below. Are you hyped to summon for them? Are you going in? I am very, very hyped for all these buffs to the Android category. So very excited about this. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Master Ningen. Smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store. And I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.